Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Justice League of America, issue 7.4. Now as you know, 7.4 was meant to be the tie-in to the whole Forever Evil DC series that was meant to cover, the new 52 versions of the Crime Syndicate and the introduction to the new 52 version of Earth 3. Now, one of which of the story is meant to feature the return of Black Adam, and I think the story is basically what I think the Dwayne Johnson film Black Adam wanted to be, but just kind of copy and paste Shazam and just put the Justice League of America instead of the whole Justice League. And the cover mainly has Black Adam all powered up and that. So let's get on with the story. It starts off how, almost 4,000 years ago, we see how, the dictator known as Ibak and his men have taken over Kahndaq. And we see how, they've basically tortured, enslaved, and tried to rebuild the city into their own image until its defender, Black Adam, showed up. Now, for those who don't know, in the New 52, Black Adam did have a nephew called Amon, who did wanted to go for a peaceful route, but we see how Black Adam is pretty much at this point has justified reasons for taking out Ibak and his men. And this does remind me of Philip and his brother from the Disney show The Outhouse, showing that there is a bit of similarities, but the only difference is Black Adam wants to protect Kahndaq and knows that, most people just won't ever be given a second chance. Well, Philip was just too far gone to get actual help and believed that witches and that were all evil. And we see how he takes down Ibak and his men, and we see how, he comes face to face with him, and after basically showing off his skills, we see him saying, "Stay back, I rule these lands. You don't know what I can do to you." And we see how, by shouting a magical word, transforms Ibak into stone. And we are introduced to Amon and his friend, who is a part of a terrorist group called the Sons of Black Adam, and points out about him wanting to translate a special spell to bring Black Adam back. And of course, they know that Kahndaq needs its champion again to stop this oppression. And we see how, Amon's sister, Adrena, who is obviously meant to be the new 52 version of Isis, and Amon being kind of like the new 52 version of his sidekick. And we see how, she points out that they're a terrorist organization, and that her group are a more peaceful means and wouldn't go this route. But we see how Amon has justified reasons, saying that America won't do anything to help them, and even points out that, they need to kind of take matters into their own hands, and points out that this is war, and they need to be the weapons. And you can tell Amon's right, because if you don't hold back your punches in war or basically uprisings, you're just gonna kind of end up putting yourself in worse situations. And we see how, Adrena kind of does one of her peaceful protests, until we see, Krim basically warns her that Ibak's police force have kind of found them, and that they're gonna slaughter everyone. And of course, has to rush to save her brother. And we see how, the leader of the forces points out they've basically found the ashes of Black Adam in the desert, and point out that a American superhero did end up killing Black Adam, and found out, he put his ashes in Kahndakian deserts. So of course, they're going to reuse the spell to bring him back. And just as Amon is chanting, we see how it slowly ends up going into a sandstorm. Thunder in that is going through. We see Adrena trying to get her brother to stop, but of course ends up getting fatally shot. And we see how, the police force say, "The leader is down! Move in! They found us! Fight, my brothers! Fight for Kahndaq!" And we see how Adrena basically ends up saying the last bits of the chant, and after kind of saying them with her brother, she ends up saying the word Shazam, and of course, this brings back Black Adam. And yeah, due to his resurrection, he can now use the powers of the Egyptian gods. And we see how, yeah, once he's brought back, he takes down the security force and basically pummels them to a pulp. And yeah, Black Adam is now kind of more furious, knowing what Kahndaq has become. And mainly, we see how the Sons of Black Adam want to show their support, but he says, "You'll bow to no one." And we see how voices say that he has returned. But we kind of see how, yeah, Adrena realizes that her brother was meant to be in the right, and that they must be the weapons. And we see how, yeah, the dictator of Kahndaq has taken on his descendant's name, but realizes that Black Adam has now returned. And of course, this is Black Adam showing up to take the matter into his own hands. And after killing off Ibek's descendant, we see how he picks up the throne and, yeah, ends up crushing him and sits on the throne's remains, saying, "Kahndaq no longer has a ruler. She has a protector once again." And we see how he looks and sees that everything's gone quiet, and sees from a sort of iPad, "The world is ours." And this is him realizing something's not right, and that he's going to sort out the situation, setting up the events for Forever Evil. So yeah, this is the story. So I think this one is actually enjoyable. It is trying to be what I think the Black Adam film wanted to be, just being the much better version over the film counterpart. And I think there is a difference between Black Adam and Philip from the Outhouse. Black Adam has shown multiple times he is capable of being redeemed. You get this sense that both Billy and Superman know that he's not evil. He's just extremely misguided and thinks that he wants to do the right thing. And it's shown time and again Black Adam has the ability to change and understand when he messes up. So I think the story definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.